I'm gonna try to get through this, and sorry.
Hi everyone, it's Blue. Make sure you like and subscribe and go follow me on Patreon. There's a link down below for that as well. And it's only $5 a month, guys. You get an extra video a week.
Let's talk white women here, shall we? No. The way white women somehow hijack the woke movement, generals around the world should be analyzing this.
I actually have been having requests for doing something different again. It's Bill Burr, but it's a little bit more of an emotional side of him where he's just talking about stuff. That's what the video is called. It just says emotional side.
This is my story. I was dating this girl like 2 years ago. I've been dating her for like 8 months and she wanted to meet my parents. She's really giving me shit like, how come I haven't met your parents? Oh. And, you know, I never brought anybody home to meet my parents. I was like 30 years old. Never brought anybody home. I didn't ever like meeting people in general. I didn't want to meet her parents. I always hated when you had to meet, like, you know, go out with somebody, you gotta like meet their friends and shit. You know, sitting at the table, trying to be interesting. I usually end up just sitting there staring at like mashed potatoes or some shit. So she's like, you know, what's wrong with you? You know, how come you don't want to meet me, you know, bring you home to meet your parents? I started thinking about it. Like, you know, not only had I never brought anybody home, you know, a girl home, and I was 30 years old, I'd never brought anybody home. Even like back in like first grade, like second grade, I mean, I had friends and shit, I just never brought them home. So I started thinking like, you know, how the hell did that start? You know, as we're basically driving up from New York to go to my house to finally meet my parents. And I remember like, I think it was like when I was first grade, we used to have a bus stop and it was like right out in front of my house. So my parents used to always be arguing. And my dad was like a maniac, you know, always screaming, "Goddamn fucking bitch." You know, just total psycho. My dad was like a complete psychopath, you know. Like his nickname in my house was called The Thing. Because that's what he was. He was this fucking thing. That like if he wasn't around, we say, dude, is the thing home? You know, if he wasn't home, he could chill. He was just like never in a good mood. So one day I'm down at the bus stop. There's like, you know, 10 other kids down there and shit. We're all like in first grade, second grade, third grade, waiting for the bus. And it's like towards the summertime, so my parents got like the windows open and shit. So I can start to hear like an argument starting, like, well, what the fuck do you mean you didn't know? And I'm sitting there going like, please let the bus come, please, for Christ's sake. And all of a sudden, you goddamn fucking bitch, screaming and shit. And I remember just looking at all the other kids' looks on their faces, like, I guess, you know, this is like way before cable, so most kids never even heard curses, so they couldn't believe it. And that's when it really hit me that, man, my family's really screwed up. And I started going to other kids' houses, and their parents seemed to get along, and they were like, cool. And so the whole time I'm driving back, my girlfriend coming up, all this stuff is like coming back, and I'm thinking, and I really get like all like I'm a 6-year-old kid again, like getting all nervous, like how my dad is gonna like act, because it's like embarrassing, you know. I mean, I remember like he was one of these dudes where like I don't know, he's just always in a bad mood. Like if you try to like teach you something, he'd say it once, and then when you didn't get it, he'd just say it louder and louder. And I remember 6 just going, this guy he's retarded. Like I remember we got a dog and he's trying to teach this dog how to sit. All right, it's a dog. It doesn't speak English, and he's sitting there going, he's going, all right, sit. It's a little puppy. Sit. Sit down. You're gonna get over there and you're gonna sit down. Dog's sitting there like walking around like peeing, like what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And that was like his thing, man. Everything like in my house, my parents, they were like ridiculously strict. They had all these stupid rules. Like I remember they had like this one rule: whatever you didn't eat for dinner, they would just like wrap it in cellophane, and you had to like eat it the next morning for breakfast. And there's like everybody's sitting eating their like pancakes and waffles. You're like eating like cube steaks and shit. The dad be going, "Come on, eat it! I don't want to eat it. Eat it!" So I'm like driving back, and that's all I'm thinking. It's like, God, this guy's just gonna completely embarrass me. And I don't know, like it's just, I just felt weird. Like my family was like most families like loving, like build somebody up. Like our family was just all of us just like ripping somebody down. Like I think the worst thing he ever did to me, this is the one that really kind of made me like the anxious, like worrisome person that I am. I remember it was right around Christmas. I was really thinking this because I was driving this girl up for Christmas. He was giving me shit one day. He always hated when I was joking around. I think making my mother laugh somehow was, I don't know, bug him or whatever. So he kept giving me shit. Come on, man, you know, you keep joking around, you know, giggling all the time. You acting like a little girl. And I'm thinking, like, because he's always fucking with me. I'm going, oh, God, here's a new angle. You know, you asked him for a football for Christmas. You acting like a little girl. What the fuck's wrong with you? And I'm just sitting there going, Jesus. So, like, 2 weeks later, it's Christmas time. I got, like, 4 brothers, right? We always sneak down to go look at the presents. So we go downstairs, right? There's all these gifts down there all wrapped. We're all looking to see who got what, you know. There's all these little tags, to Ed from Santa. You know, be like, you know, to Bob from Mom and Dad or whatever. And I'm sitting there. Just wait a second. So I look, in like the middle of the tree, I see there's a doll. And I'm thinking, I got 4 brothers. What the fuck is there a doll sitting here? And I remember just looking at this thing. You ever see like those Spike Lee movies where like the background moves and the character doesn't? You just, it's like one of those deals. And I look up at this doll, right? And it says, to Bill from Santa. And I'm like, what the fuck? Guy got me a goddamn doll. He came downstairs and he's laughing and shit. He's making me take a picture. I'm like 6 years old and crying and stuff. And I'm thinking of this shit as I'm pulling into the driveway and I'm like freaking out because I'm finally gonna bring somebody home to meet this fucking maniac. And I'm telling her, you know, I don't know how this guy's gonna be or whatever. So we walk into the house. You know, it's like candles and shit, you know, Christmas tree, it's all real nice, dim lights and stuff. She comes in, she meets my dad, and the dude is like totally normal. After me building this guy up the whole ride back, he's like fucking like, you know, that dude from Leave It to Beaver. He's like the nicest guy ever. He's all cordial. And I remember I'm just getting like pissed at the guy. Going, why isn't he being a dick? And she's sitting there like, taking me aside, going, he's the greatest guy. And he's I can't believe he's saying all that stuff. He's, you know, he's smart, he's intelligent, he's so interested in what I have to say. I remember I was so pissed at the guy. I mean, I really hated him when I was growing up. To the point I remember one time, he went out the driveway and he's running out to his car and he slipped and fell and broke his shoulder. And at that point, me and my brother so fucking hated this guy. When he came to the house, my mother's like taking care of him. We snuck out the back door to look at his footprints in the snow to see where he slipped and fell. And I'm telling you, we were laughing our asses off at this guy. You're right there, right there. Fuck, why couldn't I have seen that? So he ended up being like the sweetest guy ever, and there was nothing anxious about it. I like worried about it for like, I don't know, from the beginning of the time dating girls like 15, and I just ended up feeling really stupid. And I was kind of pissed. I was just looking at the guy going, why the fuck couldn't he have been like this, you know, 20 years ago when I needed him to be like that, rather than, you know, being the way he was. But, you know, I always want to talk to him about it, but we don't communicate, so I guess it is what it is. And that's my story. Thanks.
Bill Burr, oh my god, what? I saw that there was more time. I was waiting for this, like, a feel-good ending of, well, he just, you know, he grew up. He's a different person. Sometimes that doesn't always mean anything or matter, but he is so cool. And no, that didn't come. It's just 2 minutes of, I guess someone's going to just talk, and it's not him. And he just ended his story so much more abruptly than how I thought it was going to end. I totally was waiting for like, oh, he's this different person, and it bothered me. But, you know, I then came to this epiphany where I realized, oh, this is all that matters. I don't know. Like, people change. As long as he ended up, like, I don't, if you're catching what I'm getting, I just expected something different in the end. I've never seen him get choked up. I've never even seen him be serious, but to be so serious and emotional to where he has to stop speaking is just, in the end, I'm really happy for him, because that story just seems, without sounding over dramatic, kind of devastating. You know, like, I don't even understand because I am a girl. And I think that there's a whole dynamic that boys have growing up that girls don't, because girls are like allowed to cry. They're allowed to be babies and cry to their daddies and tell their mommies, like, this boy, whatever. And like, little boys aren't allowed to do that in some households. So I can't even understand what he must be feeling. I think that that just really says a lot about Bill Burr's personality. I do think that it's like a notorious common thing to hear amongst comedians, that sometimes a lot of them come with a traumatic background. I know Robin Williams was one of them. I really liked Robin Williams. Some of them are really, Jim Carrey's even another. Some of them are, they carry a lot with them that they want to make other people happy because they carry so much with them, and they carry a lot of sadness. In Bill Burr's case, kind of some trauma that apparently started at least 6 years old, is what we learned just from this video. It could have been sooner, and it could have been so all the time that, I mean, the only reason why he thought about this one is because Christmas was involved. But there's so many stories that we're not hearing. And that really speaks to his personality. I mean, not only was it a traumatic experience that you had to constantly be just reestablished throughout your entire childhood, but child development is extremely important, especially between the ages of 2 and 6. Those are like prime time years of what kind of person you're going to be and personality traits that you're going to pick up on due to your surroundings.
I'm very proud to present Bill Burr with the Alumni Award of Distinction. Here's Bill Burr.
Alumni Award of Distinction.
All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stephen Wright, everybody. Stephen Wright. It's I don't win stuff. So this is kind of my first time being able having to do this, but this really means a lot to me. You know, I went to Emerson, I don't know, like 20 years ago, and I remember I'd be sitting in the classes and I would be looking, and when they would have like the brochure and all the people who went to the school, and I see Stephen, Mario Cantone, Dennis Leary, all these guys, and wondering if I'd ever get to be, you know, up here. So, oh man, I didn't think I'd get. That's against the rules for comedians to get emotional, but seriously, I love this school. I hope all you guys follow your dreams, and thanks a lot.
Oh my god. It's just like, I don't know. I don't want it to sound demeaning. It's just so sweet. Like, I just like want to hug him. I don't know. I'm like so happy for him. I don't even know him. I just kind of makes me want to cry, because especially in that last moment, he doesn't seem like the kind of person who has been told, hey, I'm proud of you, and now that like super radiates, because he doesn't even know how to like look at this award and be, yeah, I'm proud of myself, I deserve this, like a lot of people are able to do when they win awards. I don't even know what to say. Thank you to my fans, like I worked so hard, which there is nothing wrong with at all. Be proud of yourself. But I just clearly really, really different vibe coming from Bill Burr. He's not like that at all. He's looking down on it like he's confused, like, okay, and then he has an emotional moment. I almost waited for him to say, these are the kind of people I make fun of. I'm going to shut it down. But I really like that some of those moments come out every now and again, even if it means that, like, the pain seeps through. I just really, I need to find a different word than appreciate, but I really appreciate seeing that side of somebody who has built a career around hiding that and like working around it and just making other people happy. And also where he was talking about his comedian friend who passed. Everybody can put on this show and entertainment. He's like an entertainer, and I think you forget because you're just sitting there listening to him like, you know, he's a real person. But it's a show, sometimes, you know, like he's entertaining you, and then he's having this really real moment, just like everybody has, where everybody loses someone, and you know, like he can't just brush it off or make jokes. Like he's feeling loss from losing a friend, and that was a really, I think, special, interesting moment to see, because he's so on the opposite side of the spectrum of just being laughter and all jokes, that it is particularly different to see him sad and emotional and like delving into, yes, like this person passed away and I'm trying to raise money for his family, thank you, like that's it. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, and thank you for watching.